Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your February forecast. Great to see everyone again, and I always like to begin these monthly readings with some channeled information. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome, and if you haven't seen this before, let me just tell you how I come to that channeled information. I like to meditate on the sign before I pull any cards. That really allows me to, without any sort of distractions or preconceived notions, see what needs to come through for your sign. As I was doing that for you, I saw a connection, like a bridge between 2 points. And I think what's going to be important this month is, one, on a sort of outreach level, to make sure that you're checking in with people in your life and also in on any projects or obligations or things that you would hope to sort of see to completion. Your job this month is going to be sort of like running relay between those 2 points. So the first thing is to have really open communication, to be the first one to initiate, to not sort of wait for things to happen. That proactive energy is what's going to serve you well. And in many places, this is going to be what's going to allow you to avoid sort of crossed wires, miscommunications, or missed deadlines. The other thing that I see with this is a time when, if there's anyone in your life that you feel that you are either estranged or disconnected from, or feeling like the heart space is just not where it needs to be, something has broken down, you have a chance this month to bridge the gap or to mend the connection. So this is very much a heart-centric month for your sign. So do what you can to honor how you feel and what you need to do to kind of mend and recreate like better connections with people in your life. So connections is the key sort of phrase and word and thing to think about. Bridges are what came to me mentally. But as I said, there's a few things that come to mind when I tuned in a little bit deeper to bridges. Proactive communication, being the first one to sometimes make sure that you say, I miss you, or I'm sorry, or let's get together. Just opening things up, opening up that heart space. It's really going to serve you well, and really everyone around you. So focus on that, see how it works for you, and I look forward to seeing in the comments below how that works out for you. Let's go ahead now and we'll expand the forecast. I'm going to turn the camera down and pull all of the cards at once rather than up and down like I have in the past. And then we'll go card by card to take a look and see what all of these cards and symbols mean for you. I'm going to start first with the past, present, and future. These will be the influences that will affect you this month. Let's go ahead and pull a catalyst. This will be placed at the top of my spread because it affects everything underneath it. And now we're going to pull cards for each of the expanded areas that I like to look at, including health, wealth, love, and destiny. Okay, let's bring some order into everything that we're looking at. And one by one, I'll pull these cards up. Don't worry, at the very end, I'll pull the camera down again so you can see them. So your first card, the catalyst, what connects everything together, this is libido. Whenever I see this card, it reminds me that it's important to feel what you are doing, to use passion in all parts of your life. Now, you'll see that this it's illustrated with the peacock. One thing that I see with this is that you should take pride in the creations that you're bringing forth in this world. So if it's something that you're doing at work, or if it's an artistic creation, or if it's just the way that you conduct yourself in your life, if you can really feel it on a heart, soul level and allow others to sort of see that authentic connection to what you're doing, then you're like the peacock. There's nothing to hold back. It's almost a different interpretation of the star card. And there's a lot of power with this. Of course, this is also giving a nod to fertility and to connecting more on a physical level, but I see it more symbolic here. as your chance to be bold. So one thing that, if we connect this to your channeled message this month, which was that bridge idea, this might be a chance for you to take something that you're doing in your life and share it with a larger audience. Bridge that information, bring it out to people, deliver it. It's an expansion sort of message that comes through with the two of them. The other thing is, it's time to let people give you feedback. Allow them to see who you are. And really, in doing that, you'll find your power, and other people are going to be inspired by, again, that connection, that inspiration that you're really authentically having within. If it's not happening for you, if for some reason what you do for a living, what you're studying at school, the person that you're connected with in a relationship, if you don't feel that passion, this card is reminding you to kind of check what your reason is for remaining in these situations. Because the main thing that I see with this one is that you can't fake the passion. And that's what this card is saying. Feel it or forget it, or move on to something else. And if you've lost the connection, try to rekindle it if it's something that's important to you. But really try to know that if it doesn't exist, that's a place that you need to focus on. And when we look at the new way that I'm kind of arranging the cards, you can see that everything else is affected by that top card and the energy of it. So know that the sooner you can get into your place of passion, into your heart space, it's going to be really important. When we get to health, you'll see that it also is there as well. All right, let's focus now on past, present, and future influences for this month. Interesting that I talked about the bridge at the beginning, and also that we have a libido card here at the top, because what I'm seeing for some relationships in your life is that there could be a little bit of an imbalance. The Two of Cups, by and large, is a great card. It shows that when it's upright, partnerships are exactly where they need to be. Give and take, a lot of joy, a lot of positive interplay between two people. Now, when the card is reversed, this is when either the passion might be lacking, as we saw with the libido card, or there could be an imbalance between what one party expects and the other one is giving. And this is a chance to kind of get real this month and have a heart-to-heart, honest communication with a loved one, a partner, a friend, a coworker, because the Two of Cups can show any sort of partnership. But oftentimes, it means that there is something personal about it. So even if it's a friend, there might be something that they're bringing into it that's making it personal for you. So whatever it is, this month, you have to clear the heart space out with this intimate relationship that's coming through. And if it is just like a work relationship, these two cards together can show an ego kind of clashing a little bit. Someone that's maybe feeling like they're stepping on the other person's toes, or vice versa. So clear out that. Try to create some sort of a better connection with that person, or cut it off. You can think of a drawbridge. This is a month where you could open certain ones and close other ones. Now, as we look at the present, which is really showing what your opportunity is over the course of this month, we have the Ten of Pentacles card. An upright Ten of Pentacles is usually showing an abundance of money coming in, opportunities, support from people around you. It can also show domestic partnerships and great business connections. Overall, I love the card. The reversal on this is showing that all of those parts of your life could be tugging at you. This could be a month where your work and life sort of situations are out of balance. You might be working too much, or you might be spending too much time at home. This could also be causing friction between the people that you care about in your life, or your coworkers, depending on how that's working out for you. So balance overall is a theme that I'm seeing that I think your sign in particular is going to have to figure out on a personal level what's important. Once you've done that, that's going to be sort of what helps you balance the scales and figure out how to allocate. If we were to think of what another card might look like if it were in the spread here, it probably would be the Six of Coins, which is showing that anything's possible given realistic expectations and also good limits. And I think for some of you, that's what's going to need to happen to bridge the gap in these two cards and turn them upright. Transparent communication, realistic expectations, and balance between your resources and especially what you're kind of putting out with your heart energy. Now, the outcome for this month and future influences is great, actually. We have the King of Cups. So by the end of the month, I actually feel like whatever it is on a personal level or a partnership level that was out of balance is now in balance. And some of that comes from simply being open, honest, and transparent with the people around you. I also see a lot of creativity for some of you. This is a month where you can definitely take a risk when it comes to trying something new, changing up your image if that's something you want to do. For some of you, this could mean a new relationship or a deepening of an existing relationship, especially as we look across here and we see the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, both reverse, ending with this very happy and upright position King of Cups. So I think it's a great month for improved mental state and improvement in relationships. But what's necessary is that work, and the work requires for you to be the conduit, you to be the one that's building the bridge. And sometimes that's not always fun. We want that stuff to come to us. Let's go ahead now and expand the forecast, get some additional insights into health, wealth, love, and destiny, starting with health. I talked a lot about the heart this month. It's not a surprise to me then that I'm seeing we have this encouragement to move energy in the heart space on a metaphysical level, which is what we've already discussed, and also to sort of just get that movement in your life, the cardiovascular health. Take care of your heart, be heart smart, but I think a lot of this is coming from moving your physical body. Now, the other thing is some of you may decide to move in or out of a relationship. And for this, I would say also follow what your heart is saying. If you feel like this is the right move, then it is. And sometimes it's necessary to do something difficult for your own sanity, health, etc. So if that's what's coming through for you, then honor that. So as we look at wealth this month, a lot of messages here about partnerships ending or beginning. But we're looking at your wealth, and I see a union card in reverse, which shows to me some of you may be looking at ways of disconnecting from someone or something. This could be a company that you've worked for years and you're deciding to part ways and try something new. It could be a friendship, a business investment, but this is saying take care of yourself and people around you and make sure that if you need to step away from something you do, it's coming through in the money sector of your life or the wealth sector of your life. So if it's necessary to make a move for your happiness, which we see here in your health, and also for your finances, then you can do that. So whether you're joining together or coming apart, try to do so with grace, with dignity, and as much fairness and equity as you can. And if necessary, get someone involved to make sure that they can mediate in that process. If we take the whole lens of relationships out of this, there's a bigger note here about how you're spending time, energy, and money. Some of you this month, it just looks like things are going in the opposite direction. This is a month for some of you where you simply need to make sure that you've taken care of your own needs first, and it's hard, especially if you're a caretaker or a parent or someone who is so used to constantly giving. With your Ten of Pentacles card in reverse, this is saying make sure that you're not doing that to the extent that you're completely depleting your own resources. When it comes to energy, this just means that rest is necessary for you this month. If we're looking at resource management, make sure you're getting enough sleep, make sure you're not overdoing it, make sure that you say no occasionally to things that maybe aren't reciprocal. Now, as we looked at health and wealth, we'll look at love here. The subtext, or the caption on this says, we're bringing you gifts from your creator, open your arms to receive. So gifts from the divine or gifts from God. So when we're looking at love, know that whatever is going on this month, it may feel like it's a block, but the message here is that it's a blessing. And so that means that for some of you, the timing might be off a little bit. You're feeling like, I just want to be on my own, or I want to be with someone, and the reverse is happening this month. So this is saying trust that the timing is actually in and of itself a gift. So flow with it. Try not to overthink it. See how it feels, because ultimately what the universe is trying to provide for you is happiness and sort of this fluid energy in the heart space. So if you trust that, great things can happen. The most important thing for you to realize is that everything on the planet, everything that's going on is actually happening for each person as a sort of collective lesson. So there's no accidents, there's nothing that's working against you. Everything is actually a lesson that you've either asked for or called or somehow attracted into your life. So all you have to do is kind of work through those challenges, through those rewards, and more things will be waiting. We're never stuck, and things are never kind of pummeling at us. We just have to sort of realize, what is it that I'm doing that's bringing it in? And that's where your empowerment exists, especially with relationships. Okay? Now, as we look at your sort of GPS. I call it destiny, but it really is an internal GPS on where you're headed. It says, my energy creates my reality, which is what I was just talking about. What I focus on is what I manifest. So what I really encourage you to do is to start to think of the possibilities, not the past, but possibilities. And then think in the present where you want to invest your time, your energy, your money, and that's what's going to allow it to happen. Let's go ahead, I'll quickly turn the camera down so you can see all of these, and I'll draw some connections to it, and then we'll wrap up. So I mentioned at the beginning here that we have this libido card at the top. It's reminding you that you really have to put your heart into everything that you're doing, and that it's that passion that you have that draws people to you. Just like we look at this peacock, it's clearly proud of what it's doing. It has passion, it wants to attract people, and it's putting itself out there. And so in your life in general, if you truly feel it, it's your passion that brings people in, and that's where your power exists as well. Past, present, and future influences this month. There's a lot of work that needs to be done with relationships. I talked about that in the channeled message, which was that you could be bridging gaps between either estranged relationships or difficulties that you've had before. This is going to be really important towards the first week or two of the month, because the rest of the month is going to be a test on how you are spending your time. So when you've made those remedies and those fixes in the relationships and you have better connections, or you've cut connections that no longer serve you, then slowly but surely you're going to start to see this 10 of Pentacles card flip for you, where you have an abundance rather than feeling like you're constantly being tapped out. And ultimately, as we're looking here at the future, creativity, love, partnerships, increased health and happiness is really the result of bringing all of this stuff into a nice balanced place. This month, remember to get moving for cardiovascular health. Of course, if appropriate, check that with your doctor, but it feels like it's important for many of you to keep moving and move in a way that's smart for you. Some of you, this can also just indicate a need to separate or to come together. So again, a lot with relationships. You have to either move one direction or another this month. And in your money, there may be sort of a draw or some advice to work more in a silo. Again, I think this has to do with resource management. So if you've been giving too much, invest more in yourself. Then you'll have ultimately more to give to others, but you have to bring your own sense of feeling rested, and also make sure your own resources aren't being tapped first before giving to others. As we look at your love, know that whatever the situation and whatever the challenges associated with it, it's actually something that you've either called in or the universe is quote unquote blessing you with. So what you want to do is embrace it, look at the lesson, and then ultimately release it so that you can start to manifest and call in new things. Like attracts like, and that's one common thread across all signs this month. So know that your energy is that magnet, which is either going to attract or push away new things in your life. So I hope you enjoyed this improved format. It's very much like what I did before, but a little bit more concise. I think it allows for an easier digesting of all of the information in the month, and it definitely is a lot easier for me to produce. So hopefully I found that nice mix between old and new. I just want to say thank you so much for coming here and allowing me to be a part of your spiritual journey. If you would ever like to get a reading with me, you can check the first link below the video. You can check out rates and availability there. The second link will allow you to give back to this channel. I'll put some information up at the bottom and leave it here for a little bit in case you'd like to do that. You can also join me on social media. That's the third link, and this is a great way to join me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my newsletter, and anything else that I forgot to mention here. That third link will take you there. Thank you so much for, again, working on yourself, making this place a better place by improving your energy and treating people well. Remember, you are that bridge that can create wonderful connections this month and can also attract and create new things in your life that matter. Your energy creates reality. That's my final message for you today. Thank you so much. Have a great February, and I'll see you soon.